Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the Shark Tank. We're getting set here for Game 34 of the regular season between your own Barrie Junior Sharks and the visiting Oakville Hornets. Big shout out to my partner Josh for taking care of the stream for me yesterday. Thank you so much. And in that endeavor, the Sharks came away with a victory, a 4-1 win over the Blue Water Hawks, which is awesome. Let's hope that the Barrie Sharks can keep the winning streak going today. My name is Cheryl Gilroy, along with my partner today on camera, James Battaglia. Thank you so much for joining the live stream today. It was a bright and sunshiny drive up here, and I'm hoping that that bright and sunshininess carries through for the Barrie Sharks. As I indicated, they came off a 4-1 win yesterday against the Blue Water Hawks, earned themselves 3 points, and are now up from 11th to 10th place. The Oakville Hornets are coming off a bit of a stinger from the Cambridge Rivulets. They suffered a loss on January the 13th, 4-0. So they definitely want to get into the win column today. The last time these two teams squared off, it was a fight right down to the finish. In fact, the Barrie Sharks outshot the Oakville Hornets 48-23, but came up on the losing end. It was a 3-1 victory for the Oakville Hornets, including an empty netter by one of their call-ups, Pollard. Brimacombe and Anderson had the other two goals for the Oakville Hornets. After yesterday's game, first of all, big shout out to Jenny Keller, who celebrated a birthday yesterday, and she celebrated it in style with 2 goals and an assist. Maddie McKay also had a goal and 2 assists yesterday, and she is currently riding a 4-game point streak, so we'll definitely keep an eye on that. The top goal scorer for the Oakville Hornets is number 66, Valerian. She hasn't etched a point since the last matchup between these two teams, so she'll be eager to get something behind the mesh today, I am sure, as the ladies step to the ice. 9 other games happening around the league in U22 Elite. A couple of them have gone final. OHA welcomed in the Windsor Wildcats, and that was a 3-2 victory for the Wildcats, one of their rare wins, which is awesome. Nepean was hosting London, and the last time I checked that, it was 4-2, and that game should be nearly wrapped up. Durham West started against the Ottawa Senators at 1 o'clock, and that game is currently 1-0 in favor of the Lightning. And East Ottawa is welcoming in Kingston, and that game is currently up 1-0. Other games happening this afternoon: Central York welcoming in Blue Water after their game here yesterday. North York is playing host to Ridley College. Waterloo is hosting Mississauga, and Whitby is hosting Brampton. I'll try my best to give you the updates on those after the first period. After today, the Sharks will take the week, and then we'll come right back on the 24th for a home game against the Durham West Lightning. They've got 2 back-to-back home games next weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And then they're on the road to Leaside on the 31st to wrap up January. Couple of scratches to tell you about today. Elda Silva is out for her final game today, and Kate Stewart, after leaving the game injured, she will not be in the lineup today. And we do have a call-up. Charlotte Endicott will be wearing number 18 for the Barrie Sharks. I do have a starting lineup for the Blue Water Hawks. Excuse me, not the Blue Water Hawks. Let's get the right team here, Cheryl. Oakville Hornets. Starting in net today is number 89, Chloe Smith. On defense, number 71, Lucy Terziewski, and number 98, Isabel Chan. On the forward line, number 80, Alexis Lee, number 91, Gianna Vinci, and number 93, Rain Balliet. Starting for the Barrie Junior Sharks in net today is Ava Zador. She's got a record of 11-6. Goals against average 177. In fact, 1.77 is identical goals against average for both her and Riley Maxwell, which I thought was interesting. Let me just check here on the defense. On defense is number 15, Gabrielle Willard, and number 77, Adrielle Charette. On the forward line, number 8, Taya Wallace, number 12, Mally Winter, and number 14, Abby Brumwell. Just under 3 minutes to go here in warm-up, and then we'll get set here for our national anthem. After player introductions, it's hard to imagine this is game 34. Oh my goodness! Souvenir for the McKays! Oh wow! That thing had airtime. Did you see that, James? Did you see that puck come out? Oh my. It's a good thing I moved. It was heading right for my feet. What was I saying? Yes, it's hard to imagine it's game 34 of the regular season already. It's 48 games this year. As the blue division and the red division were combined, and now every single team, there's 25 of them, play each other twice, once in their own rink and once in the away rink. So game 34 here is on tap for the Barrie Sharks. The Sharks have a couple of road trips happening in February, and they do end up their season. I believe it's on March the 7th is their final game. The final day of the regular season for U22 Elite is March the 8th, and then we'll get set for playoffs. If it's the same format as last year, it'll be the top 8 teams who will have home ice advantage against the bottom 8 teams, and first place will pay 16th, second place will pay 15th, and so on. The winners of those series, which is the best 2 out of 3, will earn their right to play at championship weekend. And again, if it's like last year, it will be a tournament style. Under a minute and a half to go here in warm-ups, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll get set again for our player introductions and our national anthem. Thank you so much for joining the live stream this afternoon, folks. We hope you enjoy the game. Stand by. I also want to take a quick opportunity here with 35 seconds remaining in warm-up. A big happy birthday to assistant coach of the Barrie Sharks, Mike White. Happy birthday, Coach White. We hope it's a good one, and I hope the girls can come through today with a win for you. 20 seconds remaining, folks. Stand by. Our PA announcer is announcing our officials for the game. I wish I had a list of who those officials are, but that's who they're announcing right now. Starting lineup for the Oakville Hornets. On forward, number 80, Alexis Lee. Number 91, Gianna Vinci. Number 93, Rain Balliot. On defense, number 71, Lucy Terzievsky. And number 98, Isabel Chan. And starting in net for the Oakville Hornets, number 89, Chloe Smith, with a record of 3-11. Starting for the Barrie Sharks, number 8, Taya Wallace on forward. Number 12, Mally Winter. Number 14, Abby Brumwell. On defense, number 15, Gabby Willard. Number 77, Adrielle Charette. And Ava Zador starting in net. Now time for our national anthem, folks. Once again, game 34 of the regular season for the Barrie Junior Sharks, and they want to capitalize on the momentum that was felt yesterday in their victory over the Blue Water Hawks. James, you all set to go, buddy? Just give me a nod. Okay, good. Awesome. So happy when James is able to give me a hand on the game days. It means a lot. I appreciate all the help that gets given on these live streams throughout the entire season, including Josh McCann, James Battaglia, and I'm drawing a blank on my third, Delaney Schwartz. Always thankful to have all the help. All right, we got 20 minutes on the clock. On the face-off is going to be Lee versus Winter. We are set to go, and we are underway. Game 34 of the regular season, again, between the Barrie Junior Sharks and the Oakville Hornets. Abby Brumwell is going to get her first chance at it, but it's taken off of her stick by defense Terzievsky. She sends it down to the far side, right out in front for the slot for the Oakville defense. As Gianni Vinci trying to get it out in front and out of harm's way. They do get it to the blue line. That's Balliet coming in. She'll dump it down. That's going to be her first icing call. Barely seconds in the game. Good momentum right off the hop there for the Barrie Sharks. Gaining control of that puck and coming into the Oakville end. Well, a face-off to the left of Chloe Smith, who's the netminder today for Oakville. Sharks do win the draw, but can't hold on to the puck. Isabel Chan trying to get it out in front. May Sever now on the job here on the near side boards, trying to pull it out. Is our call-up as well. Charlotte Endicott. Far side, Dion can't hold it. In comes the Oakville Hornets. Vinci trying to weave around the defense. Can't bring it into the slot, so she's going to head off to the bench for a line change. Logan McRae for the Oakville Hornets. Cutting that pass off, making sure it doesn't exit the zone. Sharks getting in the way, trying to hold on to that puck in their own end so they can clear it out. Back behind the goal there. Goal line is McRae. Can't hold on to it. Sharks take over, and they will lift it and send it down. That'll be enough for icing if it gets there. No, it is waved off as Larman giving it chase. It's going to get picked up by the Oakville defense, though. That's Ava Giacomo Donato getting it out into the neutral zone. Bit of a bump and grind here in the neutral zone. Sharks reclaim the puck and bring it back in. Sadie France looking for somebody out in front. McKay shoots, hits a body, backhand, puck still loose for Meta. Now out to the defense for Piper Seven, and she scores! Piper Seven, number 11. Her second goal of the regular season. And the Sharks go up 1-0, barely 2 minutes into the game. Definitely how Coach Eldridge wanted this game to start. Play continues here. Let's see how fast the Oakville Hornets can retaliate. They'll try to buzz the net as quickly as possible. First, they have to claim the puck. Jenny Keller, again, celebrating her birthday yesterday, tries to bring it into the zone. That's going to get picked off by the Oakville Hornets. That's O'Hara trying to bring it into the Sharks' end. McKay, right on the job there in front of the Barrie bench. She'll backhand it down to our goal scorer, Piper Seven, and she'll send it forward and head off to the bench for a well-needed rest. Out in front for Jenny Keller, and it's tossed into the near side corner. .29, Jenny Keller gets another assist, and she continues now as reclaiming a point streak. It's her second game now with points. Winter coming in with a shot in. That's going to get deflected to the far side corner as play continues here in the Oakville end. Oakville getting a hold of it. That's Terzievsky trying to feed it off to Warren. Doesn't work. Sharks keep track of it and pin it down behind the goal line. Oakville defense weaving back and forth behind the goal line, trying to get it out in front. Harbeck nearly with an interception. And skating away is the Hornets. Trying to cut it to the middle, right out to the left of Sador. Sharks do a great job keeping it on the outside. Simone Swanson trying to get it out of their own end. Battle for it there in the blue line. That's going to get whistled dead due to the offside. 16:51 remaining in the first period, and it's 1-0 Barrie. On the draw is Alexis Lee for Oakville. It'll come down to Zador behind the goal line and out to Abby Brumwell. Brumwell looking for a cross-ice pass to Wallace. Intercepted temporarily. Sharks do reclaim it, but can't keep holding onto it as they're in the neutral zone. It'll come right back into their own end. This is Captain May Severin through the center, weaving around a couple of white sweaters, including Valeri. Has her pocket picked quickly, and the Oakville Hornets will skate back the other way. Lee shot in just past the far side post. Down to Valeri on the near side boards. Giacomo Donato holds onto it on the blue line as Valeri fights for that puck. She'll send it towards the net, and Zador's going to cover that up. Again, that's Valeri with the shot in, so great effort there by the Hornets in the Sharks' end. Again, the last time these two teams squared off, Sharks heavily outshot the Oakville Hornets 48-23, but came out on the losing end. They want to make a change in this game for sure. Sonia Mehta to Piper Seven, back on the ice to Sam Larment. That's intercepted by Holly Brimacombe, right back to her defense and down to the near side. Giacomo Donato, Isabel Chan gets it to the neutral zone. Sharks Endicott trying to pull it back in the zone and hands it off to Larman, but they're just offside. Face off just on the outside, that blue line at Sadie France versus Egan O'Hara. That's won by the Hornets. Gets caught up in the line officials' skates, bouncing right back into the Oakville end. And back to the Sharks defense. Piper Seven trying to hand it off to France. She's stood up, giving Warren enough time for the Oakville Hornets to bring it into the Sharks end. It's going to get picked up by Sonia Mehta, and she's going to go for a skate. Puck's handed right back to her. She'll wait, fires, and a great save by Chloe Smith. Just approaching the 5-minute mark here in the first period. Alexis Lee on the face-off for Oakville. It gets picked up quickly by the Hornets. Isabel Chan trying to get it out of harm's way in their own end. Right to Jenny Keller with a shot. What a toe save by Chloe Smith. She had to have her heads up for that, that's for sure. It happened really fast. Here comes Vinci down the near side boards. Trying to cut to the middle and feed off Balliet, far side. McKay looked to go for a skate. Now she's got the puck. Trying to backhand it forward. It's going to get picked up by Terry Zievsky. She'll make a turn, brings it in onside, makes a shot in on net. Zador with the save, and the rebound's picked up by Gabby Willard. Here's Mally Winter now. She's got Simone Swanson up front, and that's who she passes to. Simone Swanson will chase after it as the Sharks change up their lines. Dion and Cosgrave now on the blue line. Simone Swanson hands it back to Dion. She'll send it down to Cosgrave. Cosgrave cutting to the middle, bringing it in. She comes in offside. Face off between May Severn and Valeri. Far side. Dion sending it forward. Terzieski gets the skate in the way, and it manages to put the puck right back into the Sharks' end. To Kathleen Dion. Trying to feed it to Simone Swanson, but Giacomo Donato puts it back down deep behind the goal line. Valeri trying to get it out in front. It will trickle past that blue line back to Giacomo Donato. Back to Thompson. Back to Giacomo Donato. Trying to send it forward to the captain of the Oakville Hornets, Holly Brimacombe. It'll come all the way back, and that will be an icing call against the Barrie Sharks. Have a face-off here to the right of Zador. It's going to be Sadie France versus Valeri. False start there. We'll set up and do that one again. France will get kicked out of the face-off dot. In comes Kaya Harbeck. Won by the Sharks. Cosgrave finds it. Backhands it round, picked up by the Hornets before it gets too far. Now it comes out in front for Taya Wallace, and she's going to try to skate away from Brimacombe. Has that puck poked off of her by Terzievsky, but only temporarily. Oakville now having it. France holds the line, but not sufficiently. Back up to Abby Brumwell, who gets a trip. No call on that. Valeri? No, Piper Seven sends it over to Cosgrave. Cosgrave looks for Brumwell, finds her. She's got some room. In she comes, fires. Rebound! Another save for Chloe Smith. What a great opportunity there by Abby Brumwell with the breakaway. Rebound available. The Sharks can't bank it in. Smith standing tall. O'Hara on the draw this time for Oakville. Sharks have it. Meta hits a body as she tries to send it through to the goal line. Meta reclaims that puck. Skate around. She'll drop past to Wallace. No, she'll chase after it in the corner. Wallace trying to hold on to it. Meta back in possession at the point. Tries to send it around the Oakville Hornets. That's Charlene Warren. Warren will dump it down. Zador will cut that one off, and she'll leave it for Piper Seven. Way out in front for Sam Lormond. Bounces off the end of her stick, but she still manages to come into the Oakville end. Seven reclaiming that puck down behind the goal line for Sam Lormond, trying to put it out in front. Being bothered by Giacomo Donato, though. Great effort by the Oakville defense. Willard down for Seven. Into the corner for Mally Winter, but over to Endicott. Endicott holds on, sends it to the blue line for Willard. Willard back down deep into the corner for Lormond. Still holding on. Sharks put it over to Mally Winter, who will try to get it from the corner. Oakville Hornets clear the zone and get it to neutral. Anderson trying to go for a skate, but doesn't get too far. Sharks coming right back in on the hunt in the Oakville end. Or is the Hornets' nest, as they say. Over to Thompson, and the blue line for Adriel Charette now on defense with Willard. Giacomo Donato sending it to the far side for Thompson. Thompson doesn't get away with that before she has the puck stolen away from her by Jenny Keller. Right out in front, blocked. What a shot by May Severn. Here comes Vincy, waving around Severn. Tries to get past Charette. She hits the brakes, waits for Valeri off the bench. She does put it through to the net, but just off and to the far side of the far side post. Hubbard trying to battle for that puck down with Valeri on the near side boards. Back to Hubbard at the blue line. Forward looking for a deflection just past the far side post where May Severn will find that. Valeri trying to gather that puck again. Sharks get it to neutral. Keller with a backhand to clear the zone and heads off to the bench. We have fresh fins out for the Sharks. Simone Swanson now on the hunt. Hubbard trying to weave around her. She'll get it to neutral. Logan McCray chasing after it behind the goal line. Sadie France says, I'll take that puck, thank you very much. And she'll skate away with that through the neutral zone and through center. Harbeck with her, waits, couldn't get the shot off. It's pushed off of her, and she'll have to glide into the far side corner. McCray to the blue line and bounces out to Simone Swanson. She'll simply backhand that to Cosgrave. Cosgrave to Harbeck, just off the end of her stick. Chan over to Terzievsky. Far side for McCray, and finally up to Warren. She doesn't get too far before her pocket is picked. They'll battle for that. That's O'Hara at the blue line. Now on to Warren. Shot deflected. Battle on the near side corner. Pushing and shoving happen. We haven't had a penalty called yet in this game, and we're past the halfway point of the first period. To the neutral zone for Simone Swanson. Terzievsky wanting it to put it back in play in the Sharks' end. Back to Chan. Chan looking for Warren off the end of her stick. Cosgrave getting there, even though she's being bothered behind by Warren. It'll come out for Hubbard. In comes Alexis Lee on the short side, and a save for Sador, and she'll pounce on the rebound for a face-off with just over 9 minutes to go in period number one. 1-0 Barrie Sharks. Again, the goal scored by number 11, Piper Seven, scoring her second goal of the season. Willard and Lee on the draw to the right of Sador in the Sharks' end. Giacomo Donato pinches in, Tries to get it to the slot area. So Vinci was waiting for that pass. Barrie putting it back down behind the goal line. I want to take the opportunity to welcome any Oakville Hornet fans watching the stream. I know your team's got a camera set up here, so I'm not sure if you're watching your own stream or mine, but nonetheless, welcome aboard if you are. Down to the far side corner. Thompson trying to get it out. Now to Vinci. Vinci centering it up to Barrie. Barrie can't get around Seven, so Sonia Meta will find that puck. Out to the far side to Wallace. Wallace to Brumwell. She does get around the defense. That's Hubbard. Brumwell can't get past Terzievsky, though. It'll come back right behind the goal line. Picked up by the Oakville defense. In comes Severn. Can't hang on. Here's Valeri. Through the middle. Over the blue line and drop pass. Shot in. Loose puck. Sador just gets enough of it to get it out of the way. She does knock the goal off, but the referee's fixing that. No problem. And caught with a shot, and that misses on the short side. Endicott trying to reclaim that puck. Larman's going to come in. Backhand it to Willard at the blue line. Long time here without a whistle. Willard cutting through. Backhand right on to Smith. And we'll have a stoppage in play here with just over 7.5 minutes to go in period number 1. 1-0 Barrie Sharks. And yeah, looks like the Sharks are picking up right where they left off after yesterday's win against the Blue Water Hawks. That's a good sign. Once again, Elda Silva is out one more game. She'll be back next weekend. That'll be a help. Charette fires. That's deflected off by a body in front of the Oakville net. Charette tries to backhand it back to Jenny Keller. They'll fight for that puck at the red line. Giacomo Donato coming in, and she does get a handle of that puck. Comes into the Sharks' end. Puck will be left there by Sador for Willard. Down for Keller. Keller looking to pass it forward. Not out. Giacomo Donato holds on. Back behind the goal line for O'Hara. Looking for Valeri in front. Backhand. Loose puck. Hornets trying to jab away at it. Sharks do find a way to get it out of the slot area. Over to Maddie McKay. Again, Maddie McKay riding a 4-game point streak. Beautiful goal she had yesterday. Shot in. Blocker save there for Sador. Easy enough. Giacomo Donato trying to hold the line again, and she does. It'll squeak out. Shot in by Chan, and Zador is going to glove that one down. Quick moving first period. 1-0 Barrie Sharks. No penalties called yet, and that's the way I like it. I like a good 5-on-5 matchup. Lee to take the draw for the Hornets, and they do have it. Giacomo Donato sends it, but hits her teammate Lee in the process. Looked like that hurt. Sharks, Dion gets it to neutral. Winter and Carbeck trying to chase after it. Hornets have it, though. Oh, no, picked up by the Sharks. Winter sends it to the front. Looking for a backhand there on the short side. The Hornets do get it to neutral. This is Vinci. Vinci over to Balliot, but not through to the blue line. Sharks putting it back the other way, and we're going to have a penalty call. Yes, too many players. Yep. Looks like that's getting called against the Oakville Hornets. Yep, too many players against Oakville. So with 6:06 here remaining in the first period, the Sharks are going to get their first crack at a power play. That's going to get served by number 36, Natalie Thompson, for Oakville. Face-off in the Oakville end. Now that the Sharks are on a power play, right out in front for Brumwell. She can't get the shot off. Leaves it for Cosgrave. Cosgrave steps in, sends it to the point for Severn. Severn making a turn. Trying to go short side, wrap around. No, she'll take a half a lap. See what her options are. Over to Dion. Dion, Severn at the point. Shot! Scores! Number 9, May Severn, with her 7th goal of the season on the power play, and the Sharks are up 2-0. More than 5.5 minutes remaining in the first period. Sharks are going to hopefully keep this 2-goal lead into the dressing room, and definitely what Coach Eldridge wants to see. Puck out of play here. I'll wait and see who the assists were on that power play goal, but it was definitely scored by May Severn, no doubt about it. Unless it was deflected on the way through, but that was a heck of a shot from the point. Alexis Lee on the faceoff versus Sadie France for Barrie. Endicott fighting for it, and the Sharks have it. Meta looking for Lormond, but her stick was tied up by Terzievsky. Smith is going to leave it for Terzievsky. Now on the far side corner, France coming in to see if she can't gain control of the puck. 7 at the line, sends it down behind the goal line. Sadie France looking for a friendly stick out in front. Goes to her teammate in the corner instead. Meta at the blue line, holding on, sends it down to Sam Lormond. Lormond to Meta. Meta shot in just past the far side post. Sharks have definitely had a lot of puck possession in this game. Shot in by by Piper 7. That's steered aside by Smith. That was just the announcement of the penalty. Severn announced. Kathleen Dion picking up an assist. That's going to be the 4th assist for Kathleen Dion. Kathleen Dion hasn't registered a goal yet, but that's her 4th assist, so good on Kathleen Dion as we roll towards postseason. Under 4.5 to go here in the first period. 2-0 Barrie Sharks. Play continues here in the neutral zone. Mally Winter, McKay coming with her. McKay parks herself in the blue paint, but can't get a hold of the puck. Keller back to the corner for McKay. At the blue line. Down low for Charette. She'll fire it through. That's deflected. Keller trying to poke it out in front. Steered aside by the Oakville Hornets. Centering pass. Logan McCray brings it in, but they bring it offside. Unfortunately, Brimacombe wasn't quite there fast enough. Face off on the outside here. It's May Severn versus O'Hara. Through the neutral zone after Dion and the Sharks win the draw. They send it down. Harbeck doing all she can to get away from her rival behind her. Good effort there by Kaya Harbeck. O'Hara now has it behind the goal line. Chips it off the boards to Terzievsky. Feed it through to Warren, but she can't skate away with it. Back to Kathleen Dion. Terzievsky reclaiming it for the Hornets. Hornets down low. This is Hubbard over the blue line. Hits the brakes. Looking for a friendly stick. Finds it behind. Out in front. Sharks get there quick enough. That's Simone Swanson. She'll lift it and get it to neutral. Glove down by Terzievsky, but she can't hang on to it. Sharks nearly caught up with that. Here's Wallace now. She'll take it behind the net, looking for a stick out in front to pass to. Finds it, Sonia Meta. Down to the far side, shot in just through the blue paint and into the corner. That was Abby Brumwell. Cosgrave sends it down to Sadie France behind the goal line. Meta just begging for a pass. Puck sits there for a second. Slowly but surely looking for a backhand is Taya Wallace. Hornets poke it out of the way, send it back to the Sharks defense. Piper 7 to Abby Brumwell. Hornets getting in the way. Sharks offside. You can hear the yelling by the line official. Terzievsky anchoring down behind the net. Hubbard down low. Vinci up top. She goes up top. Here's Hubbard. Back to Chan. Looking for Valeri. Nope, looking for McRae. Goes to the far side corner, picked up by Sonia Meta. Under 2 minutes to go here in the opening frame. 2-0 Barrie Sharks. Far side for Sam Lormond. Lormond got Endicott with her, looking for the deflection. She's a half a stride back and can't get her stick on it quick enough. Brimacombe trying to gather that puck, but on to Adriel Charette it goes, and she'll send it back down into the Oakville end. Chan behind the net, goes up top. McCray looking for Valeri. Sam Lorman intercepting that. Now back to Giacomo Donato. Takes a turn, sends it forward to McRae. Loose puck, Brimacombe. Backhand to Valeri. Again, Valeri has not registered a point since the last time these two teams met back in early January. It was the first game back after the Christmas break. Valeri down behind the goal line. Oakville Hornets chasing after it. Down to a minute to go here in the opening frame. McKay. Looking for the long pass, intercepted by O'Hara. Looks like that hurt as she heads to the bench. Those rubber pucks can hurt if they're coming at you. Keller shot, saved by Smith with 45 seconds remaining here in the period. Winter's going to be on the draw versus Lee. Sharks win the draw. Keller over to McKay. McKay, backhand to Keller. Can't get it to her forehand. Terziski has her pocket picked. Sharks have another opportunity, but can't get past the defense. That's Hubbard getting in the way of the Sharks. Right out in front. Oh, looking for the backhand is McKay. Couldn't quite get it. She had an open cage, too. Vinci with the block. Another shot, and that goes way up into the mesh. And we'll have a stop and play here with just under 20 seconds to go here in the first period. What an opening frame here for the Barrie Sharks, capitalizing on the momentum from the victory yesterday and snapping a 3-game losing streak, and they want to continue this streak as much as they can as we push towards the playoffs. They moved from 11th place to 10th place. Now they want to keep climbing up that board. They continues here in the Oakville end as we round the last 10 seconds. Koski will bring it in. She may have a chance for one shot. Back to the blue line, but that's all she wrote for period number 1. So after the first period, it's 2-0 Barrie Sharks with Piper Seven's second goal of the season and May Severn's 7th goal of the season. I'll go and check out the out-of-town scores and be back to bring you those after the break. Come on back for the second period. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting set here for the second period. I did do a quick check-in on the town scores as James brings you back into the rink. Thank you so much, James. Once again, the Windsor Southwest Wildcats defeated the OHA Mavericks by a score of 3-2. Nepean and London, I believe, now is final, and that was 4-2 in favor of Nepean. I can't find a score for Stony Creek and Cambridge. Hopefully I'll get the final on that after the second break. The Ottawa Sens are currently up 3-2 on the Durham West Lightning, and East Ottawa is beating Kingston 3-0. Now that's an important game because Kingston and Barrie are tied in the lineup, are tied in the standings right now. So if the Sharks can hang on and win and Kingston proceeds to lose, they will go up one more ranking point. So that's extremely important, so I'll keep an eye on that. For this, after the first period, it's 2-0 Barrie Sharks. Again, goal scored by number 11, Piper Seven, with an assist from Jenny Keller. And the second goal, power play goal, was scored by May Severn with an assist from Kathleen Dion. And here we stand. That's the buzzer there, signaling 2 minutes remaining here. So stand by, ladies and gentlemen, for period number 2. Thank you so much for joining the live stream today. So happy to have you along with us. Hope you're enjoying the action. Stand by. Got the goalies exchanging ends, and it looks like to start the second period, it looks like it's going to be Willard and Charette on the defense. Brumwell, Winter, and I can't quite make out who the third person is. I can't see the number. I can see them when they're in motion, but they're just standing me forward facing and I can't see any number. I can't tell who it is. There we go. There's the buzzer. 20 seconds. And we'll get set for period 2. All right, here we go. Taya Wallace is out there as well. That's the one I didn't have. Got Willard playing forward and Wallace playing defense. That's an interesting twist. Okay, we'll see what happens with that. Winter versus Lee on the draw. Lee gets that puck after the draw. Charette trying to get her stick on to get it out. Oakville pressing it. Terzievsky waits, fires. What a great save by Zador. Little high-five props there from her teammates out in front. It was a great opportunity and a great save. Are you waving hello? Thank you for saying hi. Terzievsky holding the line. Sharks are going to skate away with that. Gabby Willard again playing forward as she changed places with Taya Wallace on the face-off. Interesting development. Down to Balliet. Balliet passes it out to Lee. Winter can't quite hold the line. In come the Oakville Hornets. That's going to get called on icing. Nearly an opportunity there by Gianna Vinci. We're just 40 seconds in. We'll have a face-off here to the right of Ava Zador. Valeria on the face-off. Send it. It's going to get Sharks to claim that after the draw. Up to Sam Larmond. Larmond looking for Endicott, but Severn finds it. They come in onside. Endicott will chase after it in the near side corner. She'll try to steer around a couple of white sweaters. She'll backhand it down behind the goal line. It's going to get picked up by Giacomo Donato to the far side. And the blue line. Larman sending it through just past the near side post. Dion sending it around the backside. Cosgrave down to Dion. To Severn. Severn looking to hand it off to Dion. She'll have to go get it. Larman trying to get her hips in the way, but it'll go past her. And right on to Balliet. Balliet to Brimacombe. Just over the red line, so she'll dump it down. Zador will leave it for Cosgrave. No! Oh my goodness, a backhand there by Logan McRae, and it goes wide. She's gonna want that one back. Saved by Zador with the toe, and will exit the zone. And that will be an icing call. What an opportunity there for the Oakville Hornets. And can't capitalize, it just goes wide. Leon the face-off versus May Severn to the left of Zador. As play continues here in the second period, Warren trying to get her stick on it, but the Sharks are going to skate away with it. This is Maddie McKay. She's got Sam Larman with her. She passes it off, looking for deflection, but right by her stick, out the other end. Anderson trying to look for Warren. Zador out of the net to play the puck. Sonia Mena now on the far side. Back behind the goal line. McKay looks at her options, finds it, looking for Keller. It'll go over her and all the way down to the corner. Not enough for icing. Keller still on the job there, looking to get it out in front. Right for McKay, she fires. Just scoots by the far side post. Great opportunity there on the short side for Maddie McKay. Keller, Shark still on the hunt. Keller hits the brakes. Back to the blue line for McKay. McKay off the boards. Can't hold on to it, so the Oakville Hornets are going to skate away with it. That is Gianna Vinci sending it down, and that will be icing against the Oakville Hornets. Interesting action here to start the second period. Still 2-0 for the Barrie Sharks. Only one power play in the first period. It was too many players on Oakville, and the Sharks' second goal capitalized on that infraction, making it 2-0. Sharks doing very well at puck possession. Shots on goal after the first period are 13-8 in favor of the Sharks. That'll come all the way down, and that will be icing again. A little late on the whistle for that. Back down on the Oakville end to the right of Smith. Won by the Sharks. Willard now back on defense. Back to Willard after Charette sends it through to the far side of the post. Charette finds it at the blue line. Tries to chip it past Vinci. Vinci gets it to the neutral zone. Back on to Willard. Willard looking for Swanson. She'll fight for it behind the goal line. Out in front for Winter. Short side. Loose puck. Can't tuck it in behind Smith. Harbeck will chase after it. Hubbard now in possession of that puck. Sends it forward to Balliet. Balliet sends it over. In come the Hornets. Shot in. Saved by Zador. Loose puck, and they back it in and they score. Zador with letting out the rebound, and Oakville making no mistake with the backhand. Just flips it in, and this becomes a one-goal game. Goal scored by number 80, Alexis Lee, her 8th of the season. Let's see how the Sharks respond to that. See if they can reclaim their 2-goal advantage. Wallace cutting in, looking to get to her forehand, poked aside by Smith. Out to the neutral zone, one-on-one versus Balliet is Dion. She'll steer around. Sends it up top. Off a body. Lee sends it back down to her defense. That's Gia Comodonato, sending it forward into the neutral zone. Bromwell finding it at the blue line. Down to Taya Wallace. Vinci with the assist on that one for Oakville, as Zador covers up here for a face-off. Just about 4.5 minutes here into the second period. Looks like Zador is heading to the bench for something. She's holding her wrist. Let's hope it's not an injury of some kind. Maxwell's not making any attempt to grab equipment, so it's just Zador trying to get some maintenance, I believe, on the bench, so we'll hold on for that. It's hard to see what's being worked on here. I believe it was the right wrist. Trainer and Jenny Keller, they're giving her a hand. Yeah, it looks like something going on with the tape. Oh well, we'll let her get taken care of. I'm sure it's nothing too serious. Just a tape issue. Yep. She'll head back to the bench. All good. Excuse me, head back to the net. All right. Brimacombe will take the draw here for Oakville against Sadie France. Now 2-1 in favor of the Barrie Sharks, with Oakville just scoring in the last minute. Valeri off the draw. Looks to center it. She holds on, weaves around France. What a job by Valeri to hold on to that puck. Battle in the corner. Shot in by Brimacombe just past the far side post. Giacomo Donato holds the line. Endicott trying to get in her way for Barrie. Valeri battling for it in the far side. Picked up by Endicott for the Sharks. It'll get out to the zone, neutral zone. Picked up by Sadie France. Backhand and look to go over to Larman, but she'll get pushed into the corner. Balliet trying to get in Larman's way. Charette has the puck bounce over her stick down to Sonia Meta. Meta cutting to the middle. Well, she'll come in with McKay and Keller behind the goal line. Lap, drop pass to Winter. Short side and a save there by Smith. Quick reminder here, the Sharks are back in action here back in the Shark Tank next weekend as they play host to the Durham West Lightning next Saturday at 4:30. Hope you can join me for that one. Winter on the draw versus Lee. Steered aside there by Smith in the crease. Charette tries to send it past the Oakville Hornets. Hits a shin guard all the way back. Wrap around attempt there, my goodness. For Arlie Anderson, she chases it down and gets a wraparound and nearly was successful. Came close to tying this one up. .14:19 still on the clock as we have a face-off here to the right of Zador. Severn was going to take the draw. Is she going to get kicked out? Yes, she is. Swanson will come in instead. Again against Lee for Oakville. Won by the Sharks. Down behind the goal line for Kathleen Dion. Looking to get it to Swanson. Held to on the line by Natalie Thompson. Down behind the goal line again for Annabella Cosgrave. Cross pass for Swanson, and she finds it off the boards. Tries to center it up for Severn by everybody and into the far side corner. Harbeck trying to muscle her way onto it. That's going to get picked up by May Severn. She'll turn and she'll fire that. Hits a body out in front. Here comes Balliet now. Pocket picked. Sharks turn back the other way, but right back onto the Oakville Hornets defense. Thompson down to Balliet. Balliet will dump it down just past Swanson, and she'll chase after it in the near side corner. Valeri out in front, tipped. Oh, what a toe save by Zador. Another shot in, and another great save by Zador as she's hounded for 2 or 3 straight excellent shots. That will go the distance for icing. What an opportunity there by the Hornets. Again, they come close to nearly tying it up. Zador with a left and a right. Kind of like a hook. Zador's got fast reflexes, we all know that. Puck will escape the zone, so Oakville's going to double back. Pass up to Vinci. Vinci looking for Valeri. Pass her back to the Sharks defense. Here's Dion. Dion again picking up a point in an earlier goal. Brumwell cutting the defense. Can't get the shot off, but holds on to that puck. Even with the sword play between her and Valeri. Valeri now in possession, though. She'll pass it down. That should be... Oh, it's not icing. Look, it was behind the red line. In any case, play continues. Cosgrave getting bothered there by Valeri. They do manage to get that puck to the neutral zone. Wallace. Shot in! Oh my goodness! Puck out in front. Goes back behind the net. Wallace and Seven nearly connected for another one. I don't know how that one stayed out. Brimacombe down the near side, picked off by Sonia Mehta. Brimacombe riding that red line, back in possession of that puck, back to Terzievski. Terzievski to the far side for Chan. Chan up front for Brimacombe, and that'll dump down. Icing waved off. Nearly 8 minutes into the game, and we haven't had a penalty call. The only penalty called in the game was a too-many-player penalty back in the first period. So a lot of 5-on-5, which, again, I'll repeat, is the way I like to watch a hockey game. McRae coming in over that line, trying to drag it around Mehta. Mehta sees through that one, gathers the puck, hands it off to Wallace, but they come in offside. Fresh fins out here for the Sharks. Valeri to face off against May Severn, right in front of the Barrie bench. Won by the Hornets. Down for Thompson. Thompson sends it to Valeri. Valeri off to Anderson. Anderson through just past the far side post, just in front of the crease. Down behind the goal line for Valeri. She tries the wraparound, but she's pushed to the near side boards. She'll backhand it down for Warren. Warren can't find it. Gabby Willard does, so she'll send it up front. Looking for McKay, and now May Severn. She'll weave around Valeri, looking for Keller. Oakville comes back the other way. Looked like a good deke, didn't quite work. Charette to the far side. Up front for Jenny Keller. Keller will chip it past, but can't get past Hubbard. Giacomo Donato out to the blue line for May Severn. She'll backhand it down as McKay tries to pull it into the slot, but it's picked up by the Hornets. Here's Anderson for the Hornets. Down into the near side corner. Zador will leave it as she's being chased by Gianni Vinci. Oakville sends it towards the net, but behind. Simone Swanson tries to get that puck. Oakville fires, blocker save, and into the mesh. Nope. Up and down. It looked like it hit the mesh. Trying to steer that puck around the referee there in the corner. Out to the blue line for Terzievski. Around Swanson. She'll cut to the middle. Now gets the shot off. Blocker up just in time by Zador to make the save. And the Sharks will clear the zone. That's Kaya Harbeck sending it down. That will be icing against the Barrie Sharks. Great shot in there by Terzievski and a great blocker save as she's being screened by Zador. She gets the blocker right up there. That puck looked to have been going in. Just about halfway through here the second period. Still 2-1 in favor of the Barrie Sharks. Oakville scoring their one goal here this period. Sadie France on the draw versus Brimacombe. Valeri finds it, sends it through to the net, but goes wide. Pass all the way down. That should be icing. There it is. Big shout out to everybody near and far who's watching the live stream from wherever you are. No matter what team you're cheering for, Oakville or Barrie, watching a daughter, granddaughter, or a family friend, welcome aboard. I hope you're enjoying the game so far. It's been exciting to watch from my end for sure, hopefully from your end as well. Over to Kaya Harbeck, but she's a couple of strides behind, so it's going to get picked up by Isabel Chan in the Oakville end. Over to Giacomo Donato, trying to chip it past right on to Sadie France. She'll send it towards the net, and a save by Smith, who hasn't had a touch of that puck in the last few minutes. Face off to the left of Smith. It's going to be, I believe, McKay on the draw. No, it's Winter. Winter versus Valeri on the draw. Sharks hold on at the blue line, but it's picked up by McRae. Brimacombe trying to put it in play in the Sharks' end. Now McRae brings it in with Lee. No. McRae shoots it, looking for deflection, short side. Zador getting the pad down, spreading out. Out in front for McRae again, and a great save again by Ava Zador. Keeping her team with a 1-goal lead. Now more than halfway through the second period. Lee on the draw for Oakville. They temporarily win it, but the Sharks reclaim possession up to Sam Larmond. Larmond looking for Endicott, but she's behind the play. She'll try to fight for it in front of the Barrie bench. Warren for Oakville getting her stick on it, and it comes free to May Severn. Severn to Seven. Puts it through to the Oakville end. Larmond will chase after it, trying to get away from Giacomo Donato. Out in front for Severn, shot in, short side, save. Does not reach the goal line. Severn with a big turn at the blue line, lifts it, puts it down. Larmond battling for it here in the near side corner with Giacomo Donato. She'll win that battle. Looking for a player out in front. Severn's free. Woo! Right out to Severn, and somehow Smith covers that up. She had a gift. Open side of the cage and just couldn't get all her stick on it to get it over Smith. Great save. Face off to the right of Smith. It's going to be France on the draw versus Valeri, won by the Hornets. McKay trying to pull it away. Valiant not getting it out. Keller keeping it inside that blue line, but out to Valeri. Valeri will chip it past. Will chase after it. Gets there before Charette does. Sadie France comes to help the cause, but right onto an Oakville stick. Out in the slot. Hubbard trying to get a shot in. Saved by Zador. Steered to the far side. Valeri on the far side waits. Blocked with the shot is Gabby Willard. Hubbard trying to get another attempt. Valeri in the corner trying to hand it off to Vinci. Out for Thompson, far side. Another shot in there by Hubbard. Balliot trying to get it out in front of the zone, and it will get to neutral. Thompson's going to chase after it, but right behind her is Jenny Keller, giving her an issue. To the far side for Sadie French. She'll gather that puck to the blue line. Cosgrave stepping forward around McRae's shot. Loose puck. Picked up by the Oakville Hornets. That's Gianna Vinci. Zador out to play the puck in her own end, and it will come to neutral. Smart move by Ava Zador, as it looked like the Oakville Hornet was going to get to that puck before a Shark did. Back to the neutral zone for Alexis Lee. To Brimacombe, trying to get around Dion. Hands it off to McRae, can't get the shot off. Great job by Sam Larmond to tie her stick up. Just seeing a great effort here by the Sharks, both offensive and defensively, tying up their rival sticks, keeping them on the outside. Oakville giving it a fight. Cosgrave looking for Endicott. Nope, she's going to hold on to it. Sends it in to Terzievsky. Larmond trying to steal that puck away, but she sends it to the far side. Back out to the neutral zone here for Amadia. She'll back in her own end. Up and down. Anderson trying to get in her way. She's going to come in with some speed. Here comes Sonia Meta cutting in. Shoot, she scores! What an effort by Sonia Meta. Goal number 7 on the season, and the Sharks have restored their 2-goal advantage. What an effort there by Sonia Meta, coming down the far side, speed, and a shot in, and puts it up left side corner on Smith. Wow. Winter on the draw versus Valeri at the face-off as play continues here. Now Sharks with a 2-goal lead. Kaya Harbeck, she's going to look for more. She'll send it through. Save by Smith. On the short side with another save by Smith as Harbeck holds on to that puck in the corner. Out in front. Can't get the shot off. Harbeck trying to hold on to it as best she can. Valeri reclaiming it as she comes into the Barrie Sharks end. behind the goal line to Simone Swanson. Willard now in possession behind the net, sends it down low. Swanson moving it forward. It's going to get reclaimed here by Thompson. Nope. Giacomo Donato behind the goal line, up to Balliet. Hands it off to Lee. Lee looking for Vinci. Nope, we'll skate around her. Vinci trying to hold on to the line. Sharks get it past. Sadie France on a mission. Loose puck, backhand again with a loose puck. Oh, referee whistled that one dead even though the puck was still loose. He couldn't see it from his vantage point, but Sadie France with an excellent shot. Great save by Smith. Rebound and another shot in by France. Sharks are not taking their foot off the gas pedal. Lee on the draw, won by the Sharks. Brumwell will pass it to Willard. Willard to the far side for Charette. Now back behind the goal line for Sadie France. Hornets trying to get in the way and claim that puck and get it out. It's Lee again. Trying to get around Shan. Excuse me, Vinci. Back for Giacomo Donato. No, Balliet. Balliet sends it forward. Down for Willard. Picked off in the neutral zone by Valeria. She'll come in, tries to split the defense, but Willard keeps it on the outside. Brumwell trying to find it and skate through. Here's Sadie France. 2-on-1 develop here with Wallace and Terziewski. Shot through and a save by Smith. .4:15 on the clock remaining here in the second period. Face off to the left of Smith, won by the Hornets. Down the far side, but not out as Cosgrave holds onto it. She has this puck poked away from her, so it'll come back into the Sharks' end. Keller trying to get past Valeri, but up into the Oakville bench. Look out. Face off to the right of Zador. Severn to take the draw. Sharks have it. Cosgrave down to Dion. To McKay. McKay looks. She'll send it down the near side boards and she'll up and pass. That should be icing again against the Barrie Sharks. Face off to the left of Zador this time. It's going to be Brimacombe versus Severn. Puck sits there for a second, and Valeri's going to step in. Nope. Brimacombe can't hold on to it. Stolen away by Winter. Over to Severn. Severn. Oh my gosh! Woo! That happened so fast, I have no words. Pass into the slot for Jenny Keller. Keller with the shot in. Rebound available, and they poke it in. That looks like to be scored by Maddie McKay. If that is indeed true, then she's going to be on a 5-game point streak. And her 9th goal of the season. Wow, what a sequence there. Aside from the one power play goal in the first period on that one penalty being called, all of this has happened on even strength. What an effort there, Keller. Either a goal or an assist on that, and she will start another point streak. So happy belated birthday, Jenny Keller. Sharks looking for more. Down low for Endicott, trying to feed off the call up and see if she can't get a point on the score sheet. Meta to the far side. Let me see who that goal is awarded to. Willard. Willard with the goal. Oh no, correction, 13. There we go. So yes, Maddie McKay will get that goal. Face off here to the left of Smith as we're coming into our final minutes here of the second period. Now 4-1 in favor of the Sharks. Definitely the effort that Eldridge was looking for after the victory yesterday, coming off a 3-game losing skid. So this is definitely a step in the right direction. No matter what team you're playing, whether it's right next to you in the standings or further down, it's always going to be a tough go. Oakville's Valeri making a turn. Can't hold on to the puck. It'll come back behind the goal line. Here's Piper 7. Piper 7 got the scoring started back in the first period. Swanson along the near side boards. Harbeck coming with her. Shot in, steered aside by Smith. Trying to get it to the short side. Lee, no, right in front for Swanson, just over everybody. Back for Zador. Zador will leave it for Gabby Willard. Correction, I think that was Sadie France with that shot in. Wallace sends it back to Willard. Willard cuts through. Ooh. Terzievsky behind the goal line. Willard pushing her off. Here's Abby Brumwell with the puck. Wallace looking for 7. There's a bit of sword play between her and Brimacombe. It'll come back out to Charette. She'll make a big turn. Trying to bank it around Brimacombe. Brumwell up to Severn. Severn can't bring the puck with her as she crosses the blue line. Brumwell sends it to the center for Willard. Lee. Back to Chan. Chan loses an edge quickly, but she reclaims that puck. Up to Brimacombe. Off the blue line, and Dion holds the line. Back down for Chan. Terzievsky trying to help her out. Skate up. Enter the last bit of play here in the second period. Now 4-1 Barrie Sharks. Keller, McKay together again. Out in front, McKay connects, trying to shove it around. Can't get it back out in front. Great effort there by Maddie McKay, and somehow that puck stays out. Keller and McKay nearly connected again. McKay. Dion can't hold the line, so the puck will come all the way back to Sador. Pass up into the neutral zone. Valeri trying to steal that puck away from McKay. It's going to get handed off to Giacomo Donato. Turns away from Jenny Keller at the blue line. Held on to it by Annabella Cosgrave. She'll cut in, looking for a backhand connect to Jenny Keller. She misses just off the near side post. Shot in and a glove down by Smith. Things are happening so fast I can barely get the words out. Definitely going to have a good drink of water here after the second period. Great action here by both squads. Keeping this game very entertaining. France to take the draw for Barrie. Hornets have a last chance here to clear the zone as the Sharks battle for it. Shot in by Dion. It's going to escape the zone, and that's how this one's going to end here at the end of the second period. After the first, it was 2-0 Barrie Sharks. After the second, it's 4-1. Third period's going to be fun as Terzievsky and Zador have a bit of a conversation there in the neutral zone. I'll check the out-of-town scores and come back with period number 3, folks. Come on back. everybody. Welcome back here to the Shark Tank, getting set here for period number 3. Girls are just about set here to take to the ice here, and I'll give you the out-of-town scores. Was able to find a few more finals. So once again, Windsor defeated OHA 3-2. Nepean defeated London 4-2. Stony Creek, I got a score on that, and that game should be a final now, 3-2 in favor of the Stony Creek Sabres. Ottawa Sens were up 3-2 on the Durham West Lightning. That game started at 1, so that should be a final. East Ottawa was facing off against Kingston, and that's a very important game because Barrie Sharks are right behind them in the standings. They're tied, actually. That game started at 1, so that should be a final 4-2, which means if the Sharks hang on, they will jump over them in the standings. Central York was hosting the Blue Water Hawks, and they were up on that one 5-1. And the other score I could find is Waterloo hosting Mississauga, and Mississauga up on that one 4-1. In period number 2, there were 3 goals that were scored, 2 by the Sharks and 1 by the Oakville Hornets. Oakville scored, that was Lee, to bring it from 2-1. And then Sonia Mehta and Maddie McKay scoring goals there in the period. Sonia Mehta scoring her 7th goal, and Maddie McKay improving her point streak to 5 games with her 9th of the season. And that's where we sit. 90 seconds remaining here in the intermission, and we'll get set for period number 3. Now, I had to put in a Ricola to help out with my throat, but hopefully I don't choke on it. But if you hear some clinking in the background, that's my cough drop in my mouth, so I do apologize for that excess noise. Once again, the Sharks are back in action next Saturday at 4:30 as they welcome in the Durham West Lightning. That'll be their second and final matchup with the Lightning. That should be entertaining. And after today, the Oakville Hornets will visit Stony Creek next Friday night. All right. Almost set here for period number 3. All right, 35 seconds here, and we'll get set for puck drop with the third and final frame of this weekend, 3-3. Looks like the Sharks are gonna, well, if they hang on, it'll be a 2 out of 3 weekend. 6 points earned, and again, we'll jump over Kingston in the standings if they can hang on to this lead. Only 1 penalty. Again, that was all the way back in the first period, and that was for too many players. So, been a good, clean 5-on-5 game. Aside from that one. All right, we're set to go. Winter versus Lee on the face-off, and we are underway. Period number 3, once again, game 34 of the regular season out of 48 for the Barrie Sharks, so inching ever closer to playoffs. Only a couple weeks left in January. It's hard to imagine. Well, with the snow, it's easy to imagine, but we're getting so close. Willard down to Charette on the blue line. Wallace sending it to the far side for Willard. Back to Wallace at the point. Sends it through, up and over the crossbar and into the plexiglass. Out into the neutral zone. Sharks put it back in play. Wallace trying to chase after it and get it out in front for Brumwell. Can't settle the puck down. In comes her teammate. Backhand, and she scores! Are you kidding me? May Severn backhands that rebound. Scoring another one. And it's 5-1. Can I get that on a replay in extra slow motion? Because that was just incredible. All right, now 5-1. Here comes Endicott. She's going to get in on the action. Let's see if she can do it. That almost looked Bobby Orr style as she was diving with a backhand. That was pretty awesome. Out to May Severn. She's still on the ice after that goal. It'll come into the neutral zone. Brimacone trying to skate into the Sharks' end. Shot by Valeri. Rebound available. McCray can't get there fast enough to get a shot in on the open cage. Now behind the net is Valeri. It'll go up and over. Look out on the Barrie bench. See who's got the assist on that goal when they make the announcement here shortly. Up to Jenny Keller. So Brumwell and Wallace getting the assists on that. Brumwell's third assist. And Wallace's 11th of the season. So the points racking up here. Just 2 minutes in here to the third period. Now 5-1 Barrie Sharks. Shots on goal after this 2 periods were 35-19. Blocker save there. Shot in by Jenny Keller. 35-19 in favor of the Barrie Sharks. So definitely more puck possession by the Sharks. And it was the same as the last time these two teams squared off. Again, shots on goal were 48-23 in favor of the Sharks. So it's very similar, only this time Sharks have got 5 goals on the board. Willard trying to work around Balliet, can't do it. Balliet bringing it in. Vinci now coming in, and collision happening here just above the face-off dot. Valeri looking to cut through, poked aside by Winter. Reclaimed by Hubbard, sending it through. Puck trickles, and Sador's going to cover that up with the glove. Face off to the right here of Zador. It's going to be Valeri on the draw versus May Severin, now with 2 goals in this game. Out in front. Can't get it around Dion, and the puck will escape the zone. Here's May Severin. Is she on the hunt for a hat trick? No, she'll hand it off. Shot in, loose puck, and Smith pounces on that. Back behind the goal line, tucking it in. Smith puts the pad down. It'll escape out of the crease. And here comes McRae down the far side. Cosgrave with possession of the puck, trying to get it through. Picked up by Brimacombe and back to the defense. Chan back to McRae. Giacomo Donato is with her on the left. She'll skate past her, cut in, go behind the goal line. Back behind the net as the Sharks' Cosgrave battles for it. Out in front, Lee trying to pounce on that. Brumwell finds it with a stick, and they are going to skate away. Here's Sam Larman with some space. Gets the shot off. Toe save by Smith. She gets the pad down. Right back to Endicott. Fire with a backhand, and a great save by Smith. I want to send a huge congratulations out to my partner, Josh McCann, who called his first OHL game on Thursday night. That's play-by-play. First opportunity to that, so congratulations on that. I love to see how you're succeeding with the Colts organization, and wish you all the best of luck as you continue that endeavor. Congratulations again, Josh. McCann down low. Looking for Endicott. Endicott trying to cut through short side, just off the mask of Smith. Giacomo Donato gets that puck and sends it to the far side. Behind the goal line is Sonia Mehta. She's got a goal in today's game. At the point, shot in, and that's saved by Smith with the glove through traffic. Just 4.5 minutes here through the third period. 5-1 Barrie Sharks. And it looks like the Sharks are well on their way to earning 3 more points and jumping in front of Kingston up to 9th place. They were both tied for 57 points in the standing. So this 3 points will give the Sharks 60. And again, Kingston lost their matchup this afternoon 4-2. So yeah, good news all around it, well, except for the couple of ladies who aren't in the lineup today. We certainly look forward to having them back. Elda Silva will be rejoining the club next weekend. Sharks have it at the draw in front for McKay, trying the backhand, goes to the near side of that near side post. Keller down for Winter. McKay has it back behind the goal line. Charette waiting for a pass out in front. Will she pass? Yes, she will. Charette now sending it through. That goes past the far side post. Keller at the line. Willard trying to hold on. Oakville trying to squeak through, and they can't. Willard trying to push it through now in the near side corner. Penalty coming. It's going to be our first real penalty. It's going to be for head contact, and that's going to go against Gabby Willard. So Oakville will have their first power play of the game with 14:51 remaining. I did not see if that was 2 or 4. Let's see what goes on the board. 2 minutes? Yep, 2 minutes. So Oakville Hornets with the power play here. It's going to be their first power play of the game, as the only other power play was for the Sharks way back in the first period. Hubbard finds Brimacombe. Severin giving her a problem. Brimacombe back to Hubbard at the blue line. Back to Brimacombe through traffic. Looks like Zador got a piece of it. It goes wide. Oakville, Valeri rides the line, fires through. Kicked aside again by Zador. Valeri reclaims that behind the goal line, trying to tuck it in front for Warren, and the Sharks will get rid of it. That's Kaya Harbeck with the backhand, all the way back down for Smith, as we're 1/4 of the way through that penalty. Hubbard over to the far side, looking for Giacomo Donato. Warren coming in, back to the blue line. The Sharks will clear the zone. Oakville picks it up behind the goal line. Tries to work it through. Centering pass. This is McRae. No, over to Balliot. Balliot will come in. Sends it down into the near side corner. Lee chasing after it. Vinci trying to help out the cause. She'll get into the slot waiting for a pass. Balliot to Lee. Lee fires. Put aside by Zador. Vinci on the rebound. Looking out in front. In the slot. Shot in. Zador with the glove. Face off to the right of Zador. It's going to be Wallace on the draw versus Lee. Sharks backhand sends it all the way down with 30 seconds remaining in that penalty to Willard. Wallace coming in with a head of steam but can't get to it first. Hornets coming back the other way. This is Balliot. Lee's with her, tries to center. No, she's going to go behind the net. Out in front. That's steered aside. That's going to go out into the neutral zone for McRae. McRae turns. Wait, sends it down to Terzievsky. Terzievsky right out in front. Looking for Valeri. Charette will backhand up to her teammate. Now back to Cosgrave. Cosgrave will take her time through the middle. Brumo's with her. She'll carry into the zone. Short side, but goes behind the net instead of hitting the target. Battle behind the goal line. Oakville in possession. Up to Brimacombe. Wallace finds that at the red line. She'll make a turn. Back to Dion. Dion, long pass here up for Winter. Goes off the end of her stick. Endicott puts it right back on in the slot. Picked up by Holly Brimacombe. Long pass up to Valeri, but just on the end of her stick. But that will negate icing. Oakville finds it in the corner. Larman shoveling it out with the stick, and we'll get it to Endicott. Endicott taking her time. Tries to get the shot up, but it's intercepted by Giacomo Donato. Reclaimed by the Sharks in the near side corner. Back up to the blue line for Willard. Willard to Larman. Larman to the far side for Piper Sebin. Shot in and a save by Smith. Piper Sebin getting the scoring going way back in the first period. Now 5-1 in favor of the Barrie Sharks, well on their way to another victory if they can hold on for 11:41. Severin to take the draw versus Lee. Quick shot in, but goes past the slot and out to the neutral zone. Meta to Seven. Seven looking for Severin, but it'll go all the way, and that should be... No, it's not icing. Icing waved off. Out in front, McKay fires. Rebound available. Keller makes no mistake, and Keller has another one. That'll make it 6-1 for the Barrie Sharks. Keller has an assist, but that is her first goal of today's contest, so that will be her 15th goal of the season. And McKay with another point. Those two are connecting rather well as of late. Something is going well in the chemistry there between Keller and McKay. Big shout out to the McKay family. I hear the parents are in town to visit. They're from Winnipeg, Manitoba, so nice to have you here in Barrie. We certainly wish you safe travels home. It's no easy thing living in Winnipeg. I did it for 5-6 years, so. May Severin gets another point with an assist on that goal by Jenny Keller. As we're now down under 11 minutes to go here in the third period. Sharks now up 6-1. Oakville's Lee brings it in, dumps it down. She's all by herself, waiting for reinforcements. Charette down the near side boards, trying to get it past Lee. They enter the zone. Kaya Harbeck trying to pull it away, as is France. France now has possession of the puck. Charette down low for Harbeck. She'll chase after it, but it comes on the stick of Simone Swanson. Looking for France out in front, intercepted, poked aside, and the puck will go all the way down. Icing waved off. Willard gets to it first. She's still being chased, though, by Warren. Into the neutral zone. Simone Swanson gets her backhand onto it and will come into the near side corner in the Oakville end. Now under 10 minutes to go here in the third period. Shot through. Rebound available. Smith gets it to Swanson. Swanson turns around, and it just trickles under Smith's glove. So the shots on goal after the second period were in favor, so 35-19 in favor of the Barrie Sharks. So Sharks definitely have this game well in hand. Oakville fighting it out, though. You can see they're making great connections with the puck, passing up. And they're not going to go down easy. Valeri on the draw for Oakville, won by the Sharks. Cosgrave from the blue line sends it through, and it's going to get gloved down by Smith. Definitely the busier of the two goaltenders of this game. Face off to the left of Smith. That's won by the Hornets. Hornets will try to clear the zone, but held on to at the blue line by Annabella Cosgrave. Terziewski now on the far side corner. Shivering around the back side. Looking for a friendly stick on the near side boards. It'll come back out to Taya Wallace. Wallace to Kathleen Dion. Dion will send it forward all the way into the far side corner this time. It'll come around the back side of the net for Abby Brumwell. Back the other way as we go back and forth from the near side to the far side. They'll come right on to Sidora's stick. Vinci was a bit too far behind to take possession of that puck. Up to Wallace, trying to get around Terziewski. It'll go behind the net for Abby Brumwell. Winters parked out in front, as is Cosgrave, as they battle for that puck behind the goal. Out in front for Cosgrave. She'll wait, throws it in, and right in the glove of Smith. Face off to the left of Smith, won by the Sharks. Lorman sending it over. Shot through the crease. That was Sonia Meta looking for a backhand. Didn't quite get the full shot off, so it goes into the near side corner. Hornets to the far side for McRae. McRae tries to center it, picked up by Endicott. Endicott handing it off to May Severin. It's going to squeak back out to neutral. 2-on-1 developing for the Oakville Hornets. Brimacombe looking for McRae. It'll bounce right out in front for Lee, and she fires right over the crossbar. Looks like Sador got a piece of that one. Giacomo Donato coming in behind the goal line. I told you, Hornets aren't going to go away easy. Lee cutting through. Back down from McCray, trying to center it into the slot. Sam Larmond. She'll put it right in on target, right onto Lee's stick. Excuse me, Smith's stick, and she'll leave it for Giacomo Donato. Now under 8 minutes to go here in the third and final frame. Thompson trying to look for it, but the Sharks get to it first. They'll battle for it here on the near side corners. 2-3 white, 2 blue. Who's going to come away with that puck as they battle for that? Nope, it's going to get whistled dead. Puck wouldn't move. .7:26 to go here in the third period. 6-1 Barrie Sharks. Here's Warren. She'll backhand it when she gets across that red line, so the Hornets will chase after it. Sador leaving it for Charette. Far side. Into the neutral zone. Keller trips over her rival who fell. That was unfortunate. Looked like Keller would have been off to the races at a breakaway. She'll bring it back in now. Waits, fires. That goes up and over the bar. Lands right in front of the crease, but no Shark available to tap it in. I'm seeing that a lot more this year, where it goes over the crossbar, banks off the plexiglass, and lands right in front of the goaltender. Looks like another too many player call on Oakville. So I saw the hands go up, am I right? Yep, too many players. .6:43 remaining, and now the Oakville Hornets are going to have to kill off a penalty. That's going to get served by Arlie Anderson of the Oakville Hornets. Power play opportunity here for the Sharks. Oakville Hornets have the puck. Can't clear the zone as it hits Mally Winter. Harbeck fighting for it with Valeri in the corner. Cosgrave over Dion. Fires. Saved by Smith. After the face-off, Cosgrave at the blue line, sends it in. Paddle save there for Smith. Down the near side corner and around back to the blue line. Cosgrave has it. She'll cut to the middle. Wait, fires through traffic, saved by Smith to the far side. Dion now at the blue line. Back to Cosgrave. Cosgrave in the middle for Severin. She's pushed aside. That will go the distance. No icing. As the Sharks are on a power play. Dion up top for Wallace. Wallace down the far side boards, coming in with May Severin. May Severin with 2 goals already in this contest. Back out to the neutral zone, past Sonia Meta, so she'll have to double back and retrieve that one. Now less than a minute to go here in the power play. Meta down low for Seven. Seven cutting to the middle. Looking for Wallace. That's poked aside. Bromwell reclaiming that puck. Leaves it at the blue line for Severin. Fires. Paddle. Save by Smith. Severin coming close to getting a hat trick. Sonia Mena can't hold on to it. Oakville Hornets are going to skate away. Valeri can't catch up to it. Neither can Warren. Back the other way for Sonia Meta. Around Terzievsky. Poked aside. Backhand by Bromwell, and Smith was ready for that, getting the paddle down. France coming in, looking for a shot. She was honing in. She's got that puck now at the blue line as a penalty will expire. Far side for Seven. Through and a blocker save by Smith, and the Oakville Hornets have killed off that penalty. Back to 5-on-5 with just over 4.5 to go in the third period. Trying to cut through to the slot. Too many white sweaters in front. France sends it back down to Larman and Endicott. Endicott Turns around behind the net for Larmond. Larmond to the blue line. Now down for Willard. Sharks passing that puck around. Endicott can't get to it. Larmond now on the hunt. Back to the blue line for Charette. Down for Willard. Now 4 minutes to go here in the third period, and the Oakville Hornets will clear the zone. It's almost like they're still on a penalty kill. That will be icing against the Oakville Hornets. One more last reminder, the Sharks are back in action, back in the Shark Tank next Saturday afternoon, 4:30, as they welcome in the Durham West Lightning. This is game 34. That will be game 35 out of 48, and we're almost in the home stretch, folks. Face-off won by the Sharks. Willard sending it down behind the goal line for Jenny Keller. Keller looking at options. Back behind the goal line for McKay. McKay and Keller connecting several times today. Charette at the blue line through. Save by Smith. Out to Warren. Warren to Vinci. Vinci's by herself. She'll chip and chase. Back to the blue line for McCray. McCray in the slot. Finds Maddie McKay. She slides it off to Keller, and they're coming back the other way. Keller, McKay, drop pass for McKay. McKay cuts in, backhand to Keller looking for a connection, and Keller couldn't free her stick to get it in. Behind the net for McCray, she'll turn and hit the brakes. Carries the puck with her, even though she's being bothered by McKay. Out to Valeri. Valeri is the top point getter for the Oakville Hornets. That's going to be a cover-up for Sador. She is the top point getter for the Hornets, but she has not registered a point since the last time these two teams squared off back in early January. Face off to the right of Zador. Valeri takes the draw. Cosgrave for the Sharks wins it. Sends it to the far side. Around Dion. And over to Swanson. Swanson feeding Harbeck. She's being bothered, and it's going to go past all of her and the Oakville Hornets, and that'll be icing against the Barrie Sharks with 2:45 to go in the third period. 6-1 in favor of the Barrie Sharks. Again, well on their way to earning 3 more points and jumping over Kingston in the standings, back into 9th place. Cosgrave. Can't get away with it. McRae holds on. Zador out to play it. She'll leave it for Dion. I said the Oakville's not going to go down without a fight. Making some good moves even this late and down by 5. Harbeck can't take the pass. It'll roll off the end of her stick, so she'll have to chase after it in the corner. Over to Thompson. Thompson will hand it off to Valeri. Valeri's got it. Chips off the near side boards, but back onto Piper 7. 2-minute warning here. Or about to hit the 2-minute warning. May Severn, again, she's got 2 goals in this game. She's gonna cut through. Shot fires. Track trick. Are you kidding me? Now that's what I call a hat trick and style. Throw the hat, throw the hat. May Severn with the hat trick, making it 7-1, and that puck is collected, I believe. Yes, it is, and Dwayne Eldridge has got that in the pocket. I'm sure you'll see that as the player of the game picture. They do award a player of the game with a hat as well as the hardest working player. Unassisted on that. They do award a player of the game with the blue hat as well as a red brick for the hardest working Shark. And certainly a number of Sharks I can nominate for that accolade today. McKay being one. Keller being another. Smith with another great save. Another puck there through the crease. Piper 7 being another. A lot of nominees for the brick. We'll see what happens after the game. Shot through, saved by Smith. That's into the corner. Is it going to be hesitant? No, hand pass. Hand pass here with just 1:08 to go. Sharks 7-1. The Keller-McKay line was definitely firing on all thrusters today. Our call-up, Endicott with another shot here on goal. She fit right in. As we enter our last minute of play, Oakville giving it a good fight. Here's Warren down the far side, back behind the goal line. Giacomo Donato holds on. Oakville's going to have another opportunity. Here's Valeri trying to get around Charette. Can't hold on, so Winter will reclaim that puck. Pass up to Sam Larman, but just off the end of her stick. It'll come behind the goal line. Icing waved off as Thompson's giving it chase. Larman trying to center it up for Endicott. Endicott getting a lot of ice time here with a 6-goal lead now. Valeri up. That's going to get picked off by Jenny Keller. Keller trying to cut through. That is pushed aside by the Hornets. Final 10 seconds of the game. Willard fires. That hits the body and will exit. That should do it as Charette skates back for it with 5 seconds to go. They will just hang on to that puck behind the net, and that's how this one will end. Final score 7-1 for your Barrie Junior Sharks. Once again, the goals got going in the first period with Piper 7 and May 7. In the second period, Oakville will get their lone goal with number 80. Alexis Lee notching her 8th goal of the season. And then Barrie back on the job. Barrie's Maddie McKay, Sonny Meadow would go first. Sonny Meadow would score, then Maddie McKay from Keller. 7 would score again with assists from Brumwell and Wallace. Keller would get a goal here in the third period with assists from McKay and Severn. And May Severn with a hat trick. She definitely is going to be the player of the game. (35-17) final shots on goal according to the scorekeeper. That was 35 after the second period, so we'll see what Josh Thompson says. He usually has a different record than that, but we'll see. So I would say with player of the game would definitely be May Severn with a hat trick and assist as well. And hardest working Shark, that's a toss-up between McKay and Keller. They connected for so many attempts as well as goals for both of them. It was just awesome to witness those guys work together, and everybody else played a part in supporting roles for sure. Well, James, this was an awesome game. I thank you so much for helping me out today. I really appreciate it. Final score here in Barrie, 7-1. My name is Cheryl Gilroy. Thank you for joining the live stream here in the Shark Tank. I'll be back with you next Saturday at 4:30 as the Sharks welcome in the Durham West Lightning. For now, keep the faith, enjoy your Sunday, and we'll see you next time.